Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Harvest, and in today's video we will discuss which stock is better, Figma or Intel. Also, we will cover yet another weekly portfolio update. So if you're new here, I'm a CPA on the path to early retirement. I share what I'm doing in real time via options trading and crypto farming or yield farming, and also long-term investing, all in one consistent portfolio for you to digest. So this week I'm diving into two names that couldn't be more different. We'll dive into the research portion of it in a bit, but essentially we are diving into Figma, the IPO stock, and Intel stock. So one, Figma, is a shiny new unicorn, and the other, Intel, is a legacy giant struggling to catch up. So let's see which one makes more sense for a passive income builder like me. And then you can skip to the end to find out what I did if you're lazy. Okay, so let's start with our generic portfolio update, starting with the stocks. So in stocks, we see that we actually went down quite a bit, and this is after I loaded maybe a few $1,000s into the account from my paycheck. But what really happened today and yesterday was Trump released some tariffs and also a negative jobs report from the US side, caused the market to drop, I think, like 1.7%. Let me quickly pull it up for us. Actually, I have it. I can pull it up here. I just have to look up generic SPY ticker. I'll take a screenshot. Yeah. Oh, holy crap. Yeah, 1.7% we're actually down today. So all in all, not too bad. Our portfolio is handling it pretty well. I would say it's mostly because we are in some high value stocks, ETFs that aren't too volatile. So we're not seeing huge impacts to it, but really this was a bad week for us. But as you can see later in the video, we're actually not doing too bad because of our yield farming. Okay, so moving on to the gains for the week. So we did a lot of options play this weekend. Some of them didn't go according to plan due to the market drop off, but we did just some calls and puts, nothing too crazy. But we'll jump into Figma and also Intel shortly. I won't have it this week, but you'll see it next week. I do have a small Intel put. I'm at $20 that I don't mind holding at 20. Like, that's the beauty of these puts. We can buy it at 20 or sell it at $20 and we won't mind holding it at 20. Okay, so let's really jump into then our Figma versus Intel battle. It's very weird. They're two very different stocks, but from what I want to show here is what I'm going to invest in and why. So we're seeing the market cap of Intel being at around $90 billion, trading at approximately $17, $20 depending on the time of day. And Figma, which really wanted to IPO at $19 billion at a price of $33, ended up trading up at a valuation of $50 billion to $70 billion, depending on the day. It was super volatile. It went up to 140, which is insane this period, just today. And it's honestly not a stock worth at this price. So you'll see me talk about it later. But net income for Intel, they're operating at a loss, so we can't really determine what the net income is. Same for Figma, net income is at a loss, so hard to do much hard to do much analysis here. But what we can look at is the price to book ratio for Intel, and this is why I think it's a buy. Although the sentiment is pretty poor, like what Warren Buffett said, right? You want to buy when everyone is fearful, essentially is what it comes down to. So in this case, we can see here that it's operating at a close to 1 times price to book ratio. This means that their net assets, so their equity portion of the company, is worth 1-to-1 for the market cap. So this means that if Intel were to go bankrupt right now, you won't lose any money because they have the same price to book ratio, meaning that if they went bankrupt, they would have to pay back with their $90 billion in net assets back to the market cap. So essentially it's neutral. Figma, however, we don't really know their book value. They don't release their financial statements as they were just IPO'd. But yeah, so that's like the main focus here. I do think that Figma is a short position right now. I would, once options are available again, I'll probably look to short it at around this 140 range. Just because I don't see it going past 140. And if it does go past 140, same with what I did with Circos, these IPO stock that go up like 300%, man, you have to realize that the momentum is FOMO driven. And therefore, over the course of time, if you do long dated put options or you're selling calls, they will eventually go back down to their actual value. So it's a matter of whether or not you'll get liquidated in that period of time. So as long as you position yourself to be safe, if you're shorting these IPO stocks, then of course it'll make sense, right? I mean, at this 19 billion valuation, that's what Adobe were willing to buy them at last year. They were willing to buy them out at 20 billion, right? So realistically, the Figma price should be around like $30 to $40, not over 100. So you could short it and make some decent money, and I'm planning on doing that. So TLDR, short Figma, and also buy Intel because of their good price to book ratio. All right, so now after that, we can jump into our crypto yield. So this week, we do see that we made around $600 in crypto. That's not bad. What we see that our our crypto portfolio actually went up, surprisingly. This is probably mostly because of our yield farming. We're up $500. Our yield farm gave us 500. So that's mostly why. Nothing really changed in terms of our initial balance, right? But what we're looking at here is our gains in HBAR. Again, we're earning that passive income by making liquidity pools. So like these earnings that we do, they're consistent, right? We're seeing this year to year or month to month and week to week. Like these are consistent earnings. And as long as it stays within our range, so we're not hoping for too much volatility. And even if there is volatility, if it's to the upside, it's great. We get to sell out into some more safer assets. And if it goes down, then we just buy the dip, right? So there's no lose situation. It's a win-win-win. Goes down, you buy the dip. Goes neutral, we make passive income. Goes up, we sell it to a more stable asset. We do see this week that ResearchCoin went parabolic and also went back down parabolically. And this is the perfect example of why yield farming is insane. So ResearchCoin in the past month really hasn't moved at all, right? But it also moved up and down dramatically. So in a span of 2 weeks, we made over like 100. This is actually 1 week of income, like 4 days of income. We made $146. And this is because it went up from the Brian Armstrong release and then went back down. But the up and down portion caused it a lot of activity, which we benefit as farmers because whenever someone buys and sells, we get a portion of that swap fee, they call it. So in essence, we're making huge profit even though the stock stayed flat. We also have Goose Finance that we're making money off of. We made $143 in it today or this week. And we have Jet Swap that we made $50 this week. We have a Rupee Swap, $20. Brew, we made also $20. So overall, great earnings this week. And the summary is over the course of this week, we are still hitting at around 50% annualized ROI. Nothing has changed in that sense. And our portfolio tracker, we're seeing a slow uptick for the first 3 weeks and a small downtick because of the Trump tariff, but we're not seeing a huge drop, right? Because we're diversified. We have crypto, we have a stock portfolio, so we're super diversified here. And I'm loving this. I don't mind the small drop here. As we can see, the uptrend should be upwards. Give us 10 weeks. I can guarantee we're up. Give us a week. I can guarantee we're up like 30%. Like this is a strategy that I have full confidence in and will keep pushing forward. So that's all for week 4. Let me know in the comments, would you rather own Intel or Figma at this point in time? I'll reply back to everyone who's given a real take. If you're looking for a similar journey to financial freedom through options, yield farming, and smart investing, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, if we get 100 likes in this video, Same as what we did for prior videos, I will be releasing a special video recapping how I sell, they call it CSPs, how I do my wheeling strategy. So if you like that, remember to hit the like button. We get 100 likes, I'll release that video. Until then, keep stacking the yield. And as always, Crypto Harvest, peace out.